The door to hell or gates of hell, officially Shining of Karakum, is a natural gas-burning crater near Darvaza, Turkmenistan. The crater is located about 260 kilometers north of the Turkmen capital of Ashgabat. The crater is about 69 meters wide and 30 meters deep. It covers an area nearly 3/4 of an American football field. The sights and sounds of the burning crater are so terrifying that locals call it the door to hell or the gates of hell. As each side emits methane, a natural gas, from the walls and floor or rock piles in the crater, oxygen in the atmosphere causes it to burst into flames. As you approach the crater, you can hear the roar of flames. And some places on the edge of the crater can feel too hot to stand, whereas heat and odor can be felt for some distance. According to the BBC, Soviet scientists were drilling for crude oil in the Karakum Desert in 1971 when a natural gas pocket unexpectedly collapsed and created 3 huge sinkholes. Because this pocket of natural gas contains methane, scientists set it on fire to prevent the gas from escaping into the atmosphere. Scientists underestimated that the gas in the pit would burn off in a matter of weeks. But it has not been extinguished and has been burning for the last 5 decades. But locals differ in this. According to them, the crater was formed in the 1960s. But it didn't catch fire until the 1980s. The reason for these two different claims is that oil and gas were very expensive commodities during Soviet rule, so the crater's history is thought to have been kept secret. BBC says, mystery surrounds information of Darvaza crater. The crater is now a popular tourist destination in Turkmenistan. The crater attracts around 6,000 tourists every year. In 2013, Canadian adventurer George Kourounis became the first person to go inside the crater on an expedition sponsored by National Geographic. Kourounis trained for it for a year and a half before stepping into the crater. He was wearing heat-resistant clothing. This includes a customized climbing harness made of Kevlar, a scuba gear-like breathing apparatus, fire-resistant ropes, and a heat-resistant suit. He said he felt a bit like a baked potato after going in. Kourounis and his team could not verify the pit's history. The most important part of this mission, and the whole motivation behind this trip, is to take some samples of the soil below and see if there are any microbes living underneath. Soil samples collected during the expedition were given to microbiologist Dr. Stephen Green. Green says some species of extremophile bacteria were found in the bottom soil of the crater. Turkmenistan is one of the 5 Caspian Sea littoral republics, a territory with the largest oil and natural gas reserves, according to a report by the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Realizing the loss of this resource, President Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov ordered authorities in 2010 to find a solution to put out the fire, and the pit negatively affects both the environment and the health of people living nearby. In a televised speech, he said, "We are losing valuable natural resources. We can commercialize it and use it to improve the well-being of our people. But it is not clear how the fire in the crater will be extinguished." Methane is a harmful air pollutant that causes 1 million premature deaths annually. Methane is also a potent greenhouse gas. It is 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide. Methane leakage is a problem in Turkmenistan. According to a Bloomberg analysis, Turkmenistan accounted for 31 of the 50 most active methane gas producers in 2019. Apart from the Darvaza sinkhole, there are 2 similar sinkholes nearby. One is called Water Crater, and the other is mud crater. A water crater usually has water at the bottom, and a mud crater usually contains a viscous mud that is stirred by constant bubbling of natural gas. All three appear to have evolved from the same geological process.